In a bustling town, there lived a woman named Adaora, known for her striking beauty and sharp tongue. She was married to h8h, a kind and hardworking man who loved her deeply. However, despite his gentle nature and unwavering affection, Adaora was often disrespectful and dismissive toward him. From the very beginning of their marriage, Adaora believed that she was too good for h8h. She would belittle him in front of others, pointing out his flaws and making him feel small. At family gatherings, she openly criticized him, often leaving him embarrassed and humiliated. h8h's family noticed her behavior and tried to talk to her, but Adaora dismissed their concerns with disdain. "I married him, didn't I?" she would retort. "Isn't that enough? He should be grateful to have me." h8h's family, particularly his mother, Mama h8h, was deeply hurt by Adaora's attitude. They had welcomed her into their home with open arms, but her disrespectful behavior toward h8h and the family strained their relationship. Mama h8h would often pray for peace in her son's marriage, hoping that Adaora would change her ways. h8h, though heartbroken by his wife's behavior, remained patient. He believed that with time, Adaora would come to appreciate him and the love he offered. He continued to shower her with kindness, always hoping that she would see the goodness in him and in his family. However, Adaora's behavior only grew worse. She would spend money recklessly, demand luxurious gifts, and criticize h8h for not meeting her extravagant expectations. When he couldn't afford her whims, she would lash out at him, calling him a failure and a disappointment. The tension in their home became unbearable. h8h's once gentle and loving nature began to fade, replaced by sadness and despair. He started spending more time away from home, finding solace in his work and in the company of friends who offered him the respect he no longer found at home. One day, h8h fell seriously ill. He was bedridden for weeks, unable to walk or provide for the household. During this time, Adaora's true character was revealed. Instead of caring for him, she complained about the burden of looking after a sick husband. She would leave him alone for hours, neglecting his needs and focusing only on herself. h8h's family, especially Mama h8h, stepped in to care for him. They brought him food, tended to his needs, and prayed for his recovery. Adaora, however, continued to act as if nothing was amiss, spending her days shopping and socializing, indifferent to her husband's suffering. As h8h slowly recovered, he began to see his wife in a new light. The love he once felt for her was overshadowed by the realization that Adaora did not truly care for him. He began to question the foundation of their marriage and whether Adaora would ever change. The turning point came when h8h's business suffered a major setback, and he lost a significant amount of money. Unable to maintain the lavish lifestyle Adaora had become accustomed to, he was met with even harsher criticism from his wife. She threatened to leave him, saying she deserved better and that he had failed her. One evening, after a particularly heated argument, h8h made a difficult decision. He calmly told Adaora that he could no longer endure the disrespect and lack of love in their marriage. He asked her to leave, saying that it was better for both of them to part ways than to continue living in misery. Adaora was stunned. She had always assumed that h8h would never leave her, no matter how poorly she treated him. But as she packed her things and left the house, she felt a pang of regret. The man she had belittled and disrespected was now gone, and with him, the stability and security she had taken for granted. Days turned into weeks, and Adaora found herself alone and struggling. The friends she had once flaunted her wealth to were nowhere to be found. The luxurious lifestyle she had enjoyed was no longer within her reach. She realized, too late, that she had pushed away the one person who had truly loved and cared for her. Meanwhile, h8h found peace in his newfound freedom. Though the separation was painful, he felt a weight lifted off his shoulders. He focused on rebuilding his life, surrounded by the support of his family and friends. Adaora, filled with regret, tried to reach out to h8h, hoping for a second chance. But Uchenna, having endured years of disrespect and heartache, knew that he deserved better. He chose to move forward with his life, leaving Adaora to reflect on the choices she had made. In the end, Adaora was left to live with the consequences of her actions. She had lost a good man, a loving family, and the life she had once known. Her regret was deep, but it came too late to change the outcome. She had to face the reality that her own behavior had led to her downfall, and there was no one to blame but herself.